Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Julius Rates. In today's episode of Rates, we will be rating Noita, the game. Noita is a game that's very near and dear to me personally. I love it very much. It's a very good game. I would probably give it a 10 out of 10, probably. But for people like you, simpletons and nitwits like you wouldn't understand anything for what it's about, or what even is the point of playing it. You just wouldn't understand. You're simply just too stupid. Because you're an idiot, an fallible, nitwit, dumb fuck, piece of shit, dumbass. So, instead, let me explain it to you in words that make sense. And I will tell it through a little bit of a story of mine. And, well, it goes a little bit like this. The story begins with me waking up in the middle of the night. And the first thing I notice is I am very cold and wet. Oh, and it's also raining around me. Oh, but there's a campfire. Oh, but it's dying because of the rain. And the campfire dies. And I'm surrounded by complete darkness. Well, the first thought that enters my mind is, well, I have to get out of here. What is this? Why am I here? So, I stand up, and I look around, looking for any sort of shelter. But luckily, nearby, I spot a cave opening. So, I run into it, and after bumping my face, I run through it. And then, as I stand in the cave opening, I feel a sense of relief. I'm away from the rain, but immediately met by annoyance. I notice that, oh shit, I'm still wet. Oh, and I'm really cold. And, well, not knowing what else to do, I just had to keep going into the cave. Which was a terrible idea, because it was extremely cold in the cave. And I got even more cold. Oh, it was a terrible situation. But, as I was riding further into the cave, I saw something glistening, something shining in the distance. And, as if by second nature, I approached it. And as I got within 5 meters of distance, I saw it. It was a very rod. It was like a pipe. It was a pipe-like structure. And I went up to it, and as if by second nature, I reached out, and I picked it up. And as I picked it up, flames started spewing out of it, all upon the cave walls, and the entire cave was set ablaze. I had to get out of there. I immediately got into the opposite direction. I ran and I ran. I didn't even notice I was still holding the pipe-like structure in my hands. And I ran back to the entrance, but I stopped. I didn't want to go back into the rain. I would surely die from exposure. I had to stay there, and I turned around and I saw, oh, well, luckily the flames are dying down. Turns out rock isn't very easily burnt. Anyways. So, I was sitting there, and I was getting even colder. And I don't know why, but I pointed the rod at myself, and I just wanted to get dry, you know, and I pointed at myself, and I did get very dry. Very, very dry in a matter of seconds. And then I got even more dry, and more dry, and then it felt actually pretty nice. Anyways, so after drying myself with the pipe. What happened next? My memory is so... Oh, yes. Yes. I looked out through the cave opening, and I saw a bright light. The entire outside of the cave was lit up. It was like as if it was midday or something. I didn't know what was happening. I retreated further into the cave. I was scared. It seemed supernatural, even. But then I noticed the light was dimming, and in the cave entrance I saw runes floating in the air. Runes looked like made out of stone or something, had symbols on them. And I don't know why I had some sort of strange compulsion. I went up to them and I grabbed them. I grabbed them with my hand, and I don't know why I couldn't let go of them. It was as if my hand was being controlled by someone else. And then after that, what happened? I don't know. I think I might have blacked out, because I remember waking up on the ground. I was on the ground, and I was still holding the runes in my hands. I couldn't let go of them. I didn't know why, and I looked up. There was a bright light above me again, but I was holding the runes, and for some reason I had a very strange compulsion to... and then, as if by second nature, I threw them. I threw them at the light above me, and it exploded, and I blacked out. I blacked out again, and then I woke up. What happened at that? I don't know. I just remember being very, very hot. I was so warm. I was sweating through my clothes, and I looked above me, and the light was still there, but it was so much brighter, and it was so radiating, so much heat. I could almost feel my skin blistering. And then I looked into my hand, and then I saw another rune in my hand that I couldn't let go of. And for some strange reason, I had a very, very strong compulsion. I looked up and I threw the rune at the sun. It looked like it was the sun. And then it just went dark. Everything went dark. Just dark. I couldn't see anything. And then there was nothing. There was nothing. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything that happened after that. It was I don't even know what it was. Is it a false memory? What is it? I don't know. Sorry. I have to collect myself. Well. Anyways. Now, with that said, I hope I was able to convince you to maybe try the game out. It's good. It's very good. I would rate it a 10 out of 10. You would probably like it too, I imagine. Anyways, that's enough for this episode of Julius Rates. I assure you, I hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, adios, and see you in the next episode of Julius Raves. Go fuck yourself.